Do you want to improve your spoken Finnish skills? In this video, I'll share you 9 tips how you can improve your understanding and skills in spoken Finnish. What's up, my Fintastics? My name is Aleksi and I make authentic, fun and useful videos about Finland. So if you're interested in Finland, do me a favor, hit that subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss any awesome Finnish stuff on this channel. So I'll share you 9 tips about spoken Finnish, but if you don't understand everything, don't worry. Just try to pick up maybe 1 or 2 and start practicing with those, and later on you can pick up the rest and learn more. Let's go check them out. Number 1, the person pronouns. So in spoken language, the person pronouns like I, you, he, she, it is change. And actually the biggest variations are in the I and you form. Let me show you. And as you can see, this also happens in different cases. Minä, sinä becomes mä, se. Minulla, sinulla becomes mulla, sulla. Minun, sinun becomes mun, sun. Minua, sinua becomes mua, sua, and so on. So when you are learning these new cases in the personal pronouns, pay attention to these spoken variations, because we use this all the time. Number 2, we are passive. So if we take an example of a we sentence, like let's say in English, we eat. But in spoken Finnish, that we form is always in passive. Let me show you an example. So you can see here we have 3 examples. Me olemme, me syömme, me juomme. This means we are, we eat, we drink. But in spoken Finnish we say me ollaan, me syödään, me juodaan. And these 3 verbs here are in the passive form, and this is what we Finns always use. And this applies also to other tenses like imperfect, past perfect. For example, we have here me oltiin, me syötiin, me juotiin, and this is what we Finns always use, and I also want you guys to start using this, because this is really powerful and it's quite easy. So when you are learning a new verb, you also want to pay attention and learn the passive form of that verb, and little by little when you are speaking with Finnish, you start to use it natural. Number 3, third person singular and plural. Let's have a look at the verb to eat, and that is syödä. So we have minä syön, sinä syöt, hän or se syö, me syömme, te syötte, he syövät. This is conjugated in different persons. In spoken that would be mä syön, sä syöt, se syö, me syödään, te syötte, he syö. So as you can see, the third person singular and third person plural in spoken Finnish are the same. So you don't have to actually conjugate the third person plural to its own form, because we use the singular form in spoken Finnish. And you can also see there's also the we are passive form, me syödään, that's the passive form we just learned. And this again applies to all verbs and all other tenses. In past forms this would be mä söin, sä söit, se söi, me syötiin, passive form, te söitte, ne söi. So you don't actually have to conjugate the third person plural, because you can just use the singular form. Good stuff. Number 4, referring to people in third person. So in English we have he and she for people and it for items and objects and that kind of stuff. And in Finnish we actually have kind of the same. We have the word hän, which is only one word for both he and she, and then se for inanimate objects. But in spoken Finnish we actually use the se, which is the it, for also people. Let's have a look at an example. Tuo on Juuso, hän on komea. This means that is Juuso, he is handsome. In standard Finnish. But in spoken Finnish we say tuo on Juuso, se on komea, which means the same, but as you can see we are using the se, which is used for it, inanimate objects, animals, items. But we use this all the time in spoken Finnish. And also a quick note, there's also a plural form of it in spoken Finnish, which is ne. And it's used in the same way, but only when we have many items or objects. Another example. Nuo ovat Juuso ja Tuomas, he ovat komeita. Those are Juuso and Tuomas, they are handsome in standard Finnish. But in spoken Finnish we say nuo on Juuso ja Tuomas, ne on komeita. So as you can see we use the ne on, which is used for plural in inanimate objects. But this is what we Finns always use, and you should start using as well. Number 5, demonstratives. And this is quite easy, like demonstratives are like this, that, those, and so on. For example, tämä on kännykkä, this means this is a cell phone. But in spoken Finnish we don't really say tämä, we say tää. So we say tää on kännykkä, this is a cell phone. We also say tuo on kännykkä, that is a cell phone, so it's somewhere in the distance but we can see it. We don't usually say tuo, we say toi. Toi on kännykkä, that is a cell phone. And we have the same stuff in plural. In standard we would say nämä on kännyköitä, these are cell phones, but we say nää on kännyköitä, these are cell phones. And then we have also nuo on kännyköitä, those are cell phones. but we say noi. Noi on kännyköitä. Those are cell phones in spoken Finnish. This is quite easy. Just remember these words and you can start using them right away. Number 6, the question ending. Like if you make a question in Finnish, we always put the ko or kö in regular situations. But in spoken Finnish, we actually don't put those. We can just put ks, like ks ending. Let me show you. We have a sentence, me syödään, which means we eat. To make that a question, we say syödäänkö me? Do we eat? Are we eating? And to make it a spoken Finnish question, we say syödäänkö me? This is how you use it. And this is actually quite easy because in standard situation, you always have to figure out is it ko or kö? But if you just put ks, you don't have to actually worry about that at all. Pretty useful, right? But the only exception is the singular second person, the you form. So in spoken Finnish, the you form of the be verb is ought. And to make this a spoken variant, you remove the t and then add the ko. So you don't actually attach the x, because then you will end up with 3 consonants in a row like tx, and that's not what we want to do in Finnish. So just remove the t and then add the k, and you get ok. Again, this works with all verbs and all tenses. Olitte is the past form, like where you were. To make it a question, olitteko. And then you attach the x, olitteks. So the second person singular is a little bit tricky, but all the other stuff is quite easy and useful. Number 7, drop the t in past participle. And this past participle is used in, for example, negative past form, present perfect tense, and past perfect tense. For example, en syönyt means like I didn't eat. On syönyt means I have eaten. En oo syönyt is I haven't eaten. And olin syönyt is I had eaten. And to make this a spoken form, this is really easy. You just drop the t at the end. So we get en syönyt, en oo syönyt, on syönyt, olin syönyt. And this is really easy. Again, this applies to all verbs. Let's take the example to drink. En juonut, on juonut, en oo juonut becomes en juonut, on juonut, en oo juonut. That's really simple. Number 8, double vowels in partitive. Partitive is a case that has many use cases, but I'm not going to cover all of them in this video. But for example, it's often used with the direct object. The case ending is usually either a or a, but in some cases you can actually just prolong the vowel that's there. Let me show you examples. For example, if I say mä syön juustoa, this means I eat cheese, but in spoken Finnish we can say mä syön juustoa. So you can actually just prolong the o there. Another one, if we say rakastan äitiä, this means like I love mom. You can just say rakastan äitiä. You can just prolong the I at the end. Another one, pelaan jalkapalloa. I play football, but you can just say pelaan jalkapalloa and again prolong the O. So this is a little bit tricky because the rules for the partitive aren't so clear. But when you practice this, you will actually notice how we Finns use this, and you should be able to grab it after practicing it enough. Number 10, dropping the D. And this is a little bit difficult because there are no clear rules for this one, but let me show you a few examples. For example, spoken Finnish we can say 8 nähdään, tehdään, odottaa. But in spoken Finnish we say 8 nähdään, tehdään, odottaa. And again, like I said, there's no clear rules how you can actually distinguish when you have to drop the D out. This is more like a trial and error stuff, but when you keep learning Finnish and speak with Finns, you actually quite quickly notice the words that where we drop the D out. Okay, there was quite a lot of stuff here, but was this too difficult to grasp? Well, in this case, you should check out my free course, Basics of Spoken Finnish, which I created. You can access it for free through Skillshare. And if you want to check the details, check out this video. And make sure you subscribe to get more fantastic videos and you join our fantastic squad. And we'll see you next time. So much.